Let's get into it, shall we? Load game. We just finished the first day. We've still got a key, which I don't know where it goes. And we need to speak to Charles Wade. So there's a note on the computer, no doubt from Eileen.
Hi, Kat. Feel free to use my computer while I'm away.
I will.
My password is AngelLove, without the quotes. If you call my friend Dave at 555-2492, he can set you up with some software. I'll be back in a few hours, super psyched about the investigation. E.
Ooh.
P.S. No gum on the keyboard, please. Remember the last time? Oh, please, like she actually uses the spacebar. Shit, looks like she forgot to write down the username. Oh well, shouldn't be too hard to guess. I think it's just some combination of her first and last name.
Okay, we got Hacker Dave. Phone, guitars.
I can certainly see the appeal of blindly rummaging through Eileen's clothes, but seriously, I've got better things to do.
Okay, we need to
Eileen's
find.
schedule. There's a note for today. Help Kathy get in touch with Dave.
Okay.
Makeup check, hair check, horrible mood and contempt for humanity check.
Ooh, she's so edgy.
Handcrafted. Probably something she made in woodworking class. Well, either her or one of her 12 siblings. It's some advanced scanner thingy. It can scan pictures, tapes, all sorts of stuff.
Oh, okay, so that could be. We might be able to scan the overexposed picture. So let's
Hi,
read.
Kat. Feel free to use my computer while I'm away. My password is AngelLove, without the quotes. If you call my friend Dave at 555-2492, he can set you up with some software. Super psyched, blah blah. That missing username is a bit annoying, but I think I can guess it based off her names.
Do we actually know her? Do we actually know her name? Like her last name? I can't remember if we do. Let's have a look at the notebook. Cigarettes, church brochure.
Would you look at that? She's actually human. Eileen's obnoxious alarm clock. The noise makes me want to stab myself with something dull.
Yeah. Touch
We meet
dramatic
again,
there.
Mr. Bear. Don't give me that look. It's not my fault you ended up so close to my lighter. Nah, I have nowhere I need to go right now.
So I can't leave. I cannot remember what Eileen's kind of last name is. I don't know if I'm being really thick. I'm probably being really thick. There's gotta be. I mean, we can call Dave the hacker. That's something we can do. Who's that?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Kathy. Eileen said to call you about some software.
Ellie who?
Eileen. Red hair, glasses, speaks so fast her gums ache.
Oh, right. I thought her name was Errol. Figured it was kind of a weird name for a girl.
You must have a hearing disorder.
You must have a thinking disorder.
Okay.
Burn.
I hate this guy.
Wow. So, the software?
Oh, yeah. No, can't. Not really.
I knew she was full of shit.
Nah, I mean, sure, I used to be able to get pirated software, but not anymore. There was this misunderstanding and my network privileges were revoked. Me and Clyde, the campus IT guy, don't really see eye to eye. We used to play bocce together, and let's just say he is one sore loser.
Can't you just hack your way back in somehow? Isn't that what you do?
He blocked the Ethernet port in my room. I don't even have physical access.
Don't you ever leave your room? Use a computer in the library or something. Aren't they connected to the network?
No, there are cameras in there. Clyde is just waiting for me to make a move so he can get me expelled.
Can't you just patch things up with the guy?
No way. He's such an ass. He even thinks TNG is better than the original series.
He thinks the what is better than the what?
I know, right? Can you believe that guy?
You call yourself a hacker? Just use your brain, for Christ's sake. Let's figure this out.
TNG, am I being really thick by not knowing which one that is?
Well, okay. Only an admin account can change the access port. The only way to even theoretically crack one would be if Clyde logged onto a machine to which we have unrestricted physical access. And... ooh, I got an idea.
I'm not gonna like this.
Well, what you could do is intentionally crash your PC.
That sounds especially stupid.
Well, not crash it, just crash it a little, then call Clyde. Clyde will come over to fix it. If you're lucky, then he'll log onto the network using his admin account. Afterwards, you can use some of my tools to find and crack the password locally.
Worth a shot, I guess. Okay, you can come over and set it up.
No way. I have severe IBS, it just wouldn't work.
IBS? What the hell is that?
No, we don't want that. No, exactly. We do not want that.
Don't want to know. I'll have my buddy drop off everything you need. It's not rocket science. You do what I ask, and I'll give you some juicy software. Quid pro quo, Clarice.
Whatever, weirdo. We'll see.
Okay. That was fast. Oh, that was stupid. That was me thinking that she'd...
There was a floppy disk in there with a note taped to the back. It's labeled boot.
See if we can't break this computer.
All right, time for some expert help.
So do we know Clyde's number?
Yeah?
Hey, it's me again, Kathy. I'm not sure what to do.
Can't talk right now. In the middle of the game.
Douche.
Okay, do I need to just leave then?
Nah, I have nowhere I need to go right now.
Okay, so that's failed, so we need to... It's got to be a number or something somewhere. I'm just being very stupid. Getting. Is there no phone book or something we can use?
Just a phone.
Great. Dorm room.
Not that I don't love this.
So where's Clyde's?
Eileen's girly suitcase. There's a sticker on it with her full name.
Eileen
Eileen Mildred Summers. We meet again, Miss. Eileen's schedule.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me again, Kathy. I'm not sure what to do.
Oh, for God's sake. So where do we get the number for Clyde then?
It's labeled 1. Boot your computer. 2. Use the corrupt 3. Call Clyde at
there we go.
555-8181. Tell him your computer crashed and give him the error code on the screen. 4. Now comes the crucial part. You need 5. Reboot and retrieve the admin credentials using the blue floppy. 6. Reboot and log on. 7. Look for some kind of tool to remotely open my Ethernet port. That's it. And remember, if you mess up somewhere, just call Clyde and he'll have to take care of it.
Okay. So we found Clyde's number now, which is good. That's wonderful. Let's phone. Where's the phone? There we go. Use phone. Woo woo woo. Got phone. Let's try Clyde.
IT, this is Clyde speaking. How can I help you?
Oh, Clyde, I'm having a coughing fit. Help.
Hi, I need you to come and fix my roommate's computer.
What seems to be the problem?
It won't start up. There's some kind of system failure with an error code on the screen.
Probably a hard drive failure. Which room are you in?
Dorm A, room 5.
I'll be there in a few minutes.
Thanks.
Oh dear. Sorry about that, guys. A bit of a coughing fit. Check the mic's working. Let's try that again.
Hey, Clyde from IT.
Hi, come in.
Oh, Clyde looks fun. He's a
My,
wide boy. Look at him.
I have no idea. It was like this when I started it up this morning.
Let's have a look. And presto, good as new.
That's perfect. Could you try logging on real quick just to make sure it works?
You go ahead, I'll wait.
Um. That. Angel loves, wasn't it?
Yeah, that worked. Thanks.
No problem. Let me know if you have any more trouble.
No, Clyde. How did I mess that up?
I have to come up with a way to force him to log on.
Can we call Dave, the hacker man? This might take me more than 3 goes the way this is going. I thought 6 hours would be plenty, but the hacker puzzle.
IT, this is Clyde speaking.
Oh,
How can I help you?
Clyde. Didn't mean to call you.
I kind of forgot my username.
Well, it's real easy. It's the first letter of your first name followed by your last name. So Jane Doe would be...
All right, sounds easy. Never mind.
Suit yourself.
Okay, so now we can get in because it's just E. Summers and Angel Loves. password? What was the password then? I thought it was Angel Loves. Read the note
Hi,
again.
Cat. My password is if you call my
Angel
Super Scares-
Love, not Angel Loves. Okay. Right, so E-Summer. Angel Love. Now we're in. Okay. Is there anything I can do prior to calling this guy? Like scanning this picture? Might be able to find out something. But the photo of the soldiers, that's not much use. Let's retrieve the photo there. I guess just combine the boot disk again and try it again. See if Clyde will come over this time. Just grab the hard drive again. I mean, Clyde.
And presto, good as new.
Okay, there we go.
That's perfect. Could you try logging?
You go ahead.
Okay, so now if I just do that. There we go.
Now look what I did.
For crying out loud. Let me try to log in with my account.
Oh, you're a good one, Clyde. Thank you very much.
Okay, everything seems to be in order. I've unlocked your account. Please, try not to break anything else.
Oh, I'll try.
We'll do our best. Thank you very much. Cheers for all your help.
Phase 1 complete.
Right. So if we use a computer. Oh no, we don't want to use a computer. We'll combine the floppy disk first, and then use a computer. Exciting times ahead. There we go. Extract the admin password. Success user admin password is gadget. Will I remember that? We'll soon find out. Section shut down. Let's read the instructions.
Use the 3.
Okay.
Call 4.
Yeah.
Now comes the 5. Reboot and 6. Reboot and 7. Look for
Oh
some
yeah,
kind of
Dornby
key.
room
That's it.
8.
And
So
remember, if you mess up some
admin and then gadget. Got it. That's easy enough. So, gadget. Hi, Clyde. Network settings. Dornby room 8. Switch
Alright,
that on.
that should do it.
Spot on. Come out of that. And we just got Dave. Let him know what's happening. Good news, Dave. He fixed it. TNG. Huh?
Yeah,
Guess what?
you got it? Hang on. Oh man, I could kiss you! Figuratively, that is. back at Clyde now. What are those admin credentials, by the way?
Not telling, buddy. Saving those for a rainy day.
Huh. I suppose this nice floppy I've prepared for you stays in my room then.
Have to log back on and click that pretty little lock icon again.
Now this is just emotional blackmail.
Yeah, we have the upper
Whoa,
hand
whoa,
here.
Dave.
Fine. I'll have it dropped off at your room. God damn, you're like a she-Clyde. A Clyde-ent.
Huh. That is the worst insult I have ever heard. Later, Dave.
Okay. So we've sorted all that out. Should be able to start doing some detective work now.
I'll just get rid of these notes now. I don't need them anymore.
Cool. Open the
There was a
envelope.
floppy disk inside.
Find the floppy disk with the computer. Man, this is what tech used to be like. Just terrible. There's no need for us to be on his anymore. So E. Summers and Angel Love, which is surprisingly a secure password for what I believe is like 98. VoiceForge and image. And okay, so brightness filtering. Hmm.
What the hell is that? Ball lightning? I'll print the whole picture for now, but there's probably more to find.
Okay, that's one. I wonder if there's anything on the other printer. Okay, so we need to drag and drop the files onto the scan. Not 100% sure how you scan an audio tape, but I'll do it. So let's combine that with the
This picture
scanner.
is in good shape. I don't
Okay, don't need that to be analyzed. Let's combine that. Then use the computer. They could speed this bit up because there's literally no need for us to log into. And while I'm at it, let's take that. And see if I take. There we go. And combine that.
I don't see any need to.
Okay, so it is just the one each. So now I'm wasting time. Let's drag that into VoiceForge.
Okay, Erica Wade. Let's see if we can't motivate you to hear me out.
You've reached the Rain residence. Leave a message after the beep.
Okay.
Hello, Joseph, Mrs. Rain. It's me, Charles. I thought I'd give you a call. Erica just had her firstborn. It's a boy. Thankfully, he looks nothing like his father. Listen, I was thinking maybe you'd like to come and visit. And what about your little Kathy? Maybe she wants to see the baby. Well, anyways, hope to see you soon. All the best. Bye.
That's interesting. Isn't this the... Oh boy.
What the hell? Calm down, Kathy. Think. Just think. It has to be some sick joke left in the program by Dave. Yeah, that must be it. He is one twisted fuck.
Yeah, it could be. Okay, so yeah, there was that static there.
You people make me
I don't
sick.
think I need to manipulate this particular voice.
We're never coming back. Don't call, don't write. If you ever try to contact us, I will call the police.
Joseph, you there?
I don't think I need to.
Okay, so I get it. So now we need to make... Erica. It's... Father? Call Kathy. Right.
Almost. Just a few more tweaks. That should work.
Okay. No one far off. Not bad. Voicemails
I'll
noise.
just reuse the same tape and place the modified message at the end.
Yep. And then we just need to... Still confused about how they're doing this with a scanner. Like, it's like you can see, it's literally a scanner.
Alright,
like-
the forged message should now be at the end of the original tape.
Okay. So then we quit. I mean, that was a fairly simple puzzle. I thought it would touch. Should then combine that with that. Find the
I
phone.
don't see how the.
Okay, use the phone.
You've reached Erica Wade. Leave a message after the beep.
Hello, Erica. It's your father. Call Kathy Rain and give her what she wants. Bye.
Yeah, Erica. Who are we calling now?
You've reached Erica Wade. Leave a message after the beep.
Hi, Erica. This is
Ah.
Kathy Rain. I spoke to your father. He asked me to get in touch with you and said he would call ahead. You can reach me at 555-8352. Bye.
Well, that was easy.
Your move, Erica.
Quid pro quo, Clarice.
Oh, hello there, Mildred.
Hi yourself, Agatha.
What? How'd you... Oh, never mind.
I know your social security number too.
Oh, God. Soon you'll start stealing my clothes and then walk around in them pretending to be me.
Who says I haven't done that already?
Okay, I admit that's pretty funny.
So anyway, how did things go with Dave?
Pretty good. I had to
He's a
sabotage
weirdo.
your computer.
You had to what?
Oh, chill outy. It was just a tiny little thing. I just needed an excuse for the IT guy to come by so I could steal his password.
Clyde? But he's so nice. Why'd you want to steal his password?
It's a long story. And then I used Mr. Wade's synthesized voice to craft this fake message, which I left on her answering machine.
Picture's right
Now
there.
that's some out-of-the-box thinking.
Yep, just might be silly enough to work.
Yeah. Anyhow, feel free to keep using my computer. I need to do some homework anyway.
Sounds good. I think I'll have another crack at analyzing the picture of the lights. Maybe I can find some clue as to where it was taken. There's also something strangely familiar about those lights. I have a nagging feeling that it has something to do with what I found yesterday. I'll just get rid of the original picture now, since I have the restored version anyway. Strange. Now that I look at them, the lights remind me of something I picked up yesterday.
So that's our storage. Ah, the church brochure.
Wow, the church logo looks pretty similar to the smoky lights. I might have to visit them after all.
Okay.
A printed picture of the strange smoky lights. It appears to have been taken somewhere in Conwell Woods.
Mm-hmm. It does indeed. So, do we leave now? Or what?
Nah, I have nowhere I need to go right now.
Oh, I bet we can speak to Marlene about this stuff. I bet she knows.
Hey, E, got a sec?
Sure thing, Kathy. What's up?
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like an okay bunch to me. Just your regular old Christians. My kind of crowd.
That's just it. They seem a bit too normal. And there's that logo, too.
It could just be a coincidence, Kathy. The Holy Trinity is typically portrayed as a triangle.
I don't believe in coincidences, E. I believe in action and reaction.
Gee, you sound like a starship captain. Captain Rain of the USS Dignity. Here to save the galaxy.
Oh, please, kill me now. What do you think of Lily Meyer's art?
I actually looked her up this morning, and I couldn't find any records of her being recognized as an artist.
Yeah, I doubt there was ever a chance for that to happen. Wade bought everything shortly after she died. I only got a chance to see this one picture. It wasn't all that bad, but nothing breathtaking.
Well, maybe there's more to her art than meets the eye. Something Wade knew, and we're missing.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, E, check this out.
Wow, they're hypnotic. Looks like a will-o'-the-wisp. You know, the spirit of the forest.
Now, that's just silly, Eileen. There has to be a more reasonable explanation for them.
Hey, there's nothing silly about forest spirits. You should talk to Meadow, my Wiccan friend. She's really opened my eyes about these sort of things.
Isn't it your Christian duty to consider people like her to be heathens?
Oh, I doubt she could ever be more of a heathen than you are.
Oh.
I guess you've got a point. I found this old picture of Grandpa at my grandparents' place.
That's nice. He looks really happy there.
Yep, I wonder what made him leave the Air Force.
He was in a war, you know? That kind of thing tends to scar people for life.
I suppose.
I'm literally not sure really what to do here. I could ask her about
Have
that.
a look at this brochure, E.
Yeah, what about it?
Doesn't that logo look a lot like the three lights in the forest?
Wow, yeah, you're right. You should go pay the church a visit.
That's
Okay,
the plan.
well,
I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
There. 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. I know I shouldn't have chugged that coffee. Right. Where were we?
I should get back to the.
Okie dokie.
So do we just... Can we reanalyze this photo now?
That shape has to be significant somehow.
It's an equilateral triangle.
I don't want to print that.
Can we scan the church thing? Why not? Scan.
No use in.
Why not? Why not? There's gotta be something. Remove that floppy disk. Oh no. I want the floppy disk. Okay, so we've got an equilateral triangle 60 degrees by 60 degrees by 60 degrees.
Unusual flower over there, though. Never seen anything like it. Maybe worth printing?
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but I should probably zoom in all the way.
Okay, there we go. We found an unusual flower. Which I imagine will
I'm
make.
pretty sure that's all there is to find in this picture.
Okay, so we can come out of that. I wonder if we can ask
Things are
Eileen.
shaping up. I'm starting to get some good leads on the picture of the three lights.
Cool. Is there anything I can help with?
Well, my side of the room is starting to get a bit messy. There's always that.
Haha, I meant with the investigation, silly.
I guess you could try to find out more about these lights. Maybe figure out where that picture was taken.
I know exactly where to start.
Good. I'm gonna get some food now before I pass out.
Okie dokie. I'll grab my books and get cracking.
All right, see you in a bit.
We all need an Eileen to help with this sort of stuff. Eileen's the best. That's why Dexy's Midnight Runners wrote a song about her.
Hey,
Hey!
Any joy? Anything?
so, any progress with the search?
Yeah, I was able to identify that flower. It's called the red scythe, or Rosea falcus. I discovered that there was a small nature reserve near Conwell Springs, which was established in '89. The red scythe is on their list of endangered plants. I made a photocopy of the botany book page in case you want it later.
That's something. I should go check it out. Maybe I can narrow down the place where that picture was taken. And, good work, Eileen.
Happy to help. So what?
Hello?
Oh, hang on. I'll go get that.
Okie dokie.
Hello?
This is Erica Wade calling for Kathy Rain.
Speaking.
Miss Rain, this is terribly awkward. I realize now how rude I was before. I wanted to apologize and ask if there is anything I can do.
Let's
Apology
accept
accepted.
and
You
let's
can try to
move
answer any
forward.
questions.
Very well.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather that night in '81?
Not really, no. But what I do know is how it destroyed Father.
It did?
Oh, yes. The two of them were great friends once. And when Joseph was hurt, they hadn't been talking for some time. Father always hoped they would be able to reconnect one day. He kept putting it off, believing they had time. But in the end, it never happened.
So, what were things like back when they were still good friends?
Oh, they were like peas in a pod. Always sharing their war stories and laughing together. In a way, Joseph became the uncle I never had. He was around a lot when Father went out on business trips. Later on, I even met you a few times, when you were just a baby.
I don't remember any of that.
Oh, no matter, you were so little then.
Erica, I have to ask, why were you so defensive on the phone earlier when I tried to reach out?
Yeah, Erica.
No, Kathy. Our families haven't been in touch for a long time. I don't remember exactly when it happened, but we all started drifting apart. My guess is that it had to do with Father's growing wealth. Friendship needs common ground, and we started living in different worlds. What happened to your grandfather was the final nail in the coffin. Father just couldn't bear seeing him like that, neither alive nor dead.
Okay. Yeah, let's
What
work
do
it
you know
out.
about Lily Myers?
She was a young artist who lived somewhere in Conwell Springs. Killed herself, if I recall correctly. Dreadful thing. But other than that, not much. We never knew the family.
Ah, too poor for you.
Do you
That's a
recognize
problem.
the nickname Cocky? It may be an Air Force call sign.
I can't say that I do. Father had many friends in the Air Force, but no one I can recall by that name.
What can you tell me about Mr. Wade?
My father is a great man. He has so many ideas, so much left to realize, which makes it hurt so much more to see him like this.
See him like what?
The illness and everything, of course.
Right. Yeah, it must be hard.
Oh, yes, indeed. I wish he wouldn't be so stubborn with his treatment.
Oh dear.
State-of-the-art hospital, but insists on being treated in that backwater clinic in Conwell Springs.
He was there the whole
Community
time.
clinic in the middle of town?
Yes. It's like he's given up and is just waiting for the inevitable to happen.
So we know
What do you
exactly
know about Lily
where
Myers'
he is.
art?
Let's go.
Oh, that little girl had a twisted mind, let me tell you that. Oh, my father used to have a few pieces of hers in his collection. Horrible things. I couldn't understand why he ever decided to procure them in the first place.
You say used to have. Did he get rid of the paintings?
Oh, either that or he put them in storage somewhere. I haven't seen them for years. I never bothered to ask him why. Glad to be rid of them, quite frankly.
Oh, okay.
Do you know anything about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
It's the one and only church in Conwell Springs. I was baptized there, and I married my husband there.
Anything out of the ordinary about them?
Oh, not really. They seem like a typical church to me.
Right. That's it
Okay,
then.
that's all I needed.
Very well. Feel free to call back if you have any more questions.
Oh, your attitude's changed now.
All right. Wade is in Conwell Springs. He's being treated in the clinic.
Well,
That was
let's go
Erica Wade.
find the
Her
clinic
father is
then.
being treated at the clinic in Conwell Springs.
Being treated? He's sick?
Looks that way. Small miracle they managed to keep it out of the press.
Yeah, I suppose you're returning to talk to him?
It'll have to be tomorrow. It's quite late for that now.
I suppose. Scrabble?
Oh, you're so on. I will crush you.
Okay. Either that was a really short chapter or it took me forever to do a very easy chapter at the start there. Because I only did the one. Oh,
Turning your pawn into a queen, is that the plan, buddy boy? You know me, I'm always playing the long game, old friend. That may be, but you're running out of pieces. First you lost your queen, then your knight. All that matters is the king. Illusional as always. The king is dead. Long live the king, check.
Really setting up that kind of Twin Peaks
Good morning,
weird.
sunshine.
Shut
Please
up,
tell me I
Eileen.
dreamt
What's
all
good
those
about it?
Scrabble losses last night.
3 times in a row.
Rub it in, why don't you? I'll just go strangle myself now.
Oh, you. Don't be a sore loser. So what's the plan today?
Mr. Wade is the plan. I'll head for the clinic right away. While I'm at it, I'm gonna check out the church and the nature reserve.
Okie dokie. What can I do to help?
Why don't you continue looking into the lights? I have a feeling they're the key to solving all of this. You could also look up the history of Conwell Springs in general, see if anything unusual has been going on.
I'll get right on it.
Great. Thanks, E.
Oh, by the way, don't forget to check out the page I gave you about the red scythe. It's a pretty interesting flower.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll check that out now.
It's
Read.
a photocopy of a book page with information about the red scythe flower. Here's an interesting segment. Another interesting trait of the red scythe is the smell, which is familiar to that of a pepper. The pollen of the plant has also been known to cause hallucinations in concentrated amounts. Native American tribes harvested and smoked the plant for that reason, but the flower never caught on as a modern recreational drug due to the difficulty of growing it.
Okay. But it can't be a
I'm
hallucination
off.
because you
Peace
wouldn't
out,
have it on camera.
Okie dokie.
So
Good luck and see you later.
that's gotta be kind of like just a weird. Everyone might be crazy in the town, but there's a reason for that. Okay, so we have 3 places to go. Let's try the clinic first. Who's this guy? Is that the same bum from the prison? It is.
Yeah, I'm good.
Anything else?
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
Alright, I'm Kathy.
Pleasure to meet you.
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Oh
Is that
god.
so? I don't recognize you at all.
Oh, that's
I
not
have
good.
more hair.
Oh, that explains it.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies. The Silence of the Lambert, Jacob's Bladder, The Usual Surprises, Natural Bald Killers.
Not ringing any bells.
Kids these days.
Classic
no appreciation for
film
quality
puns
cinema.
there.
Breaks my heart.
Yeah, let's
So,
ask him about
tell
this
me
acting
about
career.
this acting career of yours.
What about it?
Oh, looking forward to these. These better be high quality jokes. Else the game
Tell
is
me
ruined.
about the Silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez. Based on a true story.
Beautiful.
I'm
Jacob's
not sure
Bladder.
I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's Bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder. During long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny. Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
rundown on The Usual Surprises?
A lighthearted comedy taking place during the surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is. The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure.
Wow, spoiler alert.
I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Dark comedy, yeah, that's and then we have Natural Bald Killers.
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair. Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
Why do you always die at the end of your movies?
Typecasting.
Yeah, solid answer.
Never mind.
Not the cultured type. I understand.
Hey, go
I need
fuck
to ask you a
yourself.
few questions.
Sounds serious. Ask away.
Do
Let's
you know
show.
what this is?
Chinese fireworks, of course. I grew up in Shanghai. I know what I'm talking about. They used to call me Dong Pai, meaning round-eyed baldy. Those were some rough years. I miss
Yeah,
the
must
food,
have hurt.
not to mention the women. Got 2 kids down there now, Mei Lin and Little Ping.
Time to hit the off switch now, buddy.
He might know something
Do you
about
know
it.
what happened to Joseph Rain in '81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abducted by aliens.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it, man. A big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons. My wife had just left me, taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Open your mind, man.
Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. Impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Now that's an understatement. Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
There was a reason
You
for
sure
that.
deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
I guess we gotta go
I
through
used to call myself
all
that
of
back in
these.
Oh, how I miss that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Why do I even bother?
Good question.
Do you know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the past couple of weeks.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
What do you know about Lily Myers' art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
What's your opinion on the
It's
Church of the
interesting that
Holy
we're
Trinity?
heading towards
I'd
this
say they're good
alien.
people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
Oh,
What kind of weird shit?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved in the old church?
Not really, I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it, he's a friendly guy.
All right, I might do that.
Okay. What else? Would he
Do
know
you
anyone in
recognize
here?
these men?
That's your granddad, right?
Yeah.
What about the other two?
No idea, I think my face blindness is acting up again.
Okay.
And then there's just one more thing.
Do you know anything about this flower?
It's red?
Cheers.
Enlightening.
Right. Okay, so
Okay,
that's everything
that's
for
enough
him.
serious questions for now.
Alrighty.
Okay, I'm off.
Bye.
So that's Goober sorted out. Of course he hasn't.
No thanks. Women's magazines make my brain melt. A calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year. I can't read it from here. Excuse me, nurse? Hey, nurse!
Oh,
Yeah?
big sigh.
They don't pay you much, huh?
No shit. What do you want?
Oh dear.
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
Oh god, here we go.
What a bitch. I need to get rid of her somehow. Pretty sure she would... Smoking allowed. Guess this place is a...
I know what's gonna happen. There's no way she's gonna let that go. But
No point. I wouldn't even know what room to go to.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if we could get to the rooms, we could take a pretty logical guess at who Charles Wade was, but maybe not. Let's see if Google will help us.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
So, how good an actor are you?
The best. The very best.
You know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those movies, and that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I know it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
That's exactly it.
That's definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Oh wow. It's gotta be Jacob's bladder.
Definitely Jacob's bladder.
I'm feeling the pressure.
You got this.
Oh, Jenny, everything is forgiven. You and me were like peas and carrots. I'm just so full of your love that I think I'm about to burst.
I can't read it from here.
Jenny, where did you go? Oh, I don't feel so good. Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
What? Nothing.
That wasn't really an electrifying performance. I'll have to intervene somehow.
Okay, let's get Goober back in there. Encore. Encore.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how about an...
Sure. Any suggestions?
Signs for Lambert, he just didn't talk, so that's not good. Let's
How
go
about
for usual.
the usual surprises?
Business as usual.
His puns are the worst thing about this. Right, let's get in there and intervene, shall we? Don't know how, but we're going to do it.
I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know,
Again?
What's this
No
smell?
thanks. I'm gonna have...
Oh, Bobby, my head hurts.
I don't want to
seizing.
interrupt this. Rows and columns of fire.
Thank you, thank you.
No thanks.
You've been a
Women's
great
magazines
audience.
make my brain melt.
So how are we going to intervene? Because she ain't interested at all.
Smoking allowed. Was expecting plastic, but this...
Okay.
Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs.
Do I have to stun gun him? Because she said about an electrifying performance, so I'm gonna have to stun gun him. Go on.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
It'll be worth it just
How
to
about
stun
another
gun
show?
Goober.
Sure. Any suggestions?
Let's go Jacob's bladder again.
Bladder.
I'm feeling the pressure.
Oh, solid pun.
Oh, Jenny, everything is forgiven. You and me were like peas and carrots.
Good idea,
I'm just
but
so full
it wouldn't
of
match his
your
symptoms.
love that I think I'm about to burst. Jenny, where did you go? Oh, I don't feel so good. Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
Right. So what? Wouldn't match his symptoms. What would be
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
So,
What about
tell me about.
Lawrence Lambert? Really, for weeks he tries to
Transmute.
communicate with customers using. He marries his housekeeper. In the end, Lawrence died based on a true story.
heart attack? That could be it.
A lighthearted. The story is told from 8 different perspectives. The movie ends with the biggest surprise. I guess it's more of a dark.
Yeah, that'd be
Natural-
It's
fair.
a dystopia. The protagonist. One day, Eddie makes his.
So it could be,
Well,
it could be
never
the
mind.
epileptic
Not the
fit
coaching
then.
type. I understand.
Hey.
Fairly inappropriate, but
Sure. Any suggestions?
we'll go with that.
How about the usual surprises?
Business as usual.
A stun gunner wannabe actor.
I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts.
Nurse, he's seizing.
Oh shit!
I mean, this is pretty cruel, but
Man, I feel like a total jackass.
no,
I'll have to
you're
make it up
good.
to the poor guy later.
Right, let's have a look at the noseboard first.
Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez. What a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse.
Okay, I'm gonna get her password just yet.
Rows and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I need to do some digging. A calendar from 1991. Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez.
So it would be C. Mendez and then 1991. That's the password. C. Mendez. Oh.
No thanks. Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez. Rows and columns of.
Can I crash your computer? One thing, I'm pretty sure this will stop me if C. Mendez Autogado. Autogado. Okay. Finish it down. Okay, and then we want Wade. He is let's see, referral from Dr. Friedman. Patients undergone successful invasive heart surgery. and was transferred to this facility at his own request. The initial prognosis looks good, and the patient is likely to make a full recovery in 6 to 8 weeks. He is in room B. That was easy. Let's head upstairs. The 1991 postals. Kind of throw me. Auto Gator.
It's all right, Claude.
Understood, sir.
So, you managed to find me.
Well, it wasn't that difficult.
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
I'm no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
Ah, she's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
Let's stand up to him.
Piggyback on favors. I make my own way.
A stance I can respect. Very well, you have piqued my curiosity. Who are you?
I'm Kathy Rain. Joseph was my grandfather.
Yeah, that stopped you.
You were at the funeral.
I was.
You were late.
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
Yes, I do.
You have me intrigued, Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Right, let's get the easy stuff out of the way first. So he's going to know who this picture.
Of course. Your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran. Taken shortly before we went to the war.
That guy's name is Jimmy Cochran?
Yes. He used to go by the nickname Cocky.
There we go. That's one.
Really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Ah.
One thing sorted. Now we can just kind of go down this list. I think there's nothing else. Possibly ask him about them later, but that's...
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
So why didn't Granny?
Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help. People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So
I can
that's all you know
sympathize
about
with
the whole
that.
affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
That kind of stuff.
What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war together. I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead, no doubt.
So, when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened. Sharon Evans happened.
My parents?
Yes. They ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
Let's say
So our family started
we're not
drifting.
here to get involved.
Eventually, my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
You hate people in wheelchairs?
You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for. Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Well, shit, and yeah. Well, shit, indeed. Okay, yeah, let's find out
Tell
about
me
Cocky.
about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense. He's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer?
Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us. More than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Creepy. I wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now.
Lily
Can you tell me
Myers.
about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist, gone.
That can't be a coincidence.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
That'd be great.
Why couldn't you
Thanks,
be on
Charles.
side
Anytime.
the whole time?
But I'm curious. What's your interest in the paintings?
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so? Strange.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings,
True.
baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
What do you see in this picture, Charles?
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
And big ass fireflies.
Do you know what this is?
A flower. Why don't you consult a botanist instead of bothering me with this nonsense?
I might just shock you. Right, I think that's about it. Yeah,
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
Looks like Wade brought some of his old tombs with him. Just some boring landscape paintings. I'd rather not. He'd crush me like a twig.
I think you talk to him, not.
A private phone. Wade must get special privileges here.
Right. So we need to see the sheriff. Which I guess we do now. Then there's the church, and then there's the nature reserve. Let's do the sheriff's station first. See what Lenny's got to say.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Not really, Kathy. Sorry.
Nah, I don't want to ask him about that.
No, okay.
Do you know what this is?
I have no idea. Looks creepy, whatever it is. Where did you get it?
Grandpa had it hidden away in the attic.
Probably for a good reason, then. Be careful out there.
Well, gotta go.
See ya.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
Oh, you're a joy.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Nope.
Do you know anything about the art theft in the Wade estate?
Yes, Mr. Wade phoned ahead about that. Lenny!
Yes, boss?
Get the report from the burglary in the Wade estate back in '86?
On it, boss. There you go, Kathy.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay, 12 past... Oh, headphones out. At 12 past 1 in the morning, the alarm in the Wade estate is triggered. The house is empty at the time, and the neighbours contact law enforcement. 2:04, the officers arrive at the scene. Several broken windows can be observed. A sweep of the estate and surrounding premises reveals no trace of the perpetrators. 20 past 2, a single witness identified as Franklin Goldfarb reports seeing multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime. 12:15. So wait. A6. So this, okay, so this is the next day. And then a month later, Charles Wade arrives at Commonwealth Springs to make an official statement. After examining the house, he reports that paintings with an excess value of $15,000 have been stolen. And then 2 weeks after that, the art in question has not yet popped up in any circles that are known to deal with stolen goods, terminating investigation due to lack of leads. So they kept this open for a month and a half. I know it wasn't the biggest case in the world, but yeah.
I gotta find this Goldfarb guy. Maybe he knows more about the burglary.
We can ask Lenny who Goldfarb
Hey,
is.
Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar, but I can't place him.
Great.
Well, gotta go.
See ya.
Also, I mean, this is Sheriff Truman here. In the first
Hello, Sheriff.
kind of
Mind
couple
if
of
I
hours,
ask
he
you
said
a
he'd
few
only
more
been here
questions?
3 years,
You
and
must.
he was in charge of.
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Never heard of him. Anything else?
I don't need to ask
Unless
him that.
he wasn't the sheriff. Okay.
That's all for now.
Good.
I'm making some progress. We'll go to the church, and then we'll go to the nature reserve, and then we'll go speak to Mom. Grandma. I like the music in this game.
Hello, Father.
Greetings, my child. I'm glad you decided to come here.
Yeah, but just so you know, I'm not here to join your church or anything.
Oh, I would never assume that.
Nah, that's good.
So, with that out of the way, I have some questions.
Anything you need. I'm Isaac Price.
Kathy Rain, but I'm guessing you figured that out already.
I did. Rumors spread quickly around here. So how can I be of service?
Right. Guess just go
Do you
down
know
on the
anything
list
about
again.
what happened to my grandfather in '81?
It was the work of the devil, I'll say that much. Joseph was a kind man. He did not deserve such a fate. You heard my speech at the funeral, Kathy. I meant every word. He was a great man who did much good for this community.
Did you know him personally?
In a way, he and my father did charity work together. Joseph was around a lot when I was
Oh,
young.
yeah.
They
We've got to
collaborated on a
ask
few
him about
different projects
his
for the
dad
homeless
and
for troubled youth, among
cold.
other things.
So my grandfather was a member of the church?
I wouldn't say that, no. He was a friend of the church, but he wasn't a religious man. He believed only in philanthropy. That being said, Joseph was the person who convinced me to become a priest.
Really?
Oh yes, I was a teenager back then, full of rebellion, every fiber of my being wanting to distance myself from my father. Joseph made me realize my sinful pride, and showed me how I should follow my heart regardless of what others might think. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
Okay.
Does the name Lily Myers mean anything to you?
It does. I was a substitute teacher in her high school for some time before I was ordained.
Really? Did you know her personally?
We weren't close. I only knew her as much as a teacher would know any student.
Alright, so how did she seem toward the end?
For one, she started skipping school a lot, and when she did show up, she was absent-minded and moody. She always looked depressed and hunched down like she had a whole world on her shoulders.
Any idea of what caused this change?
Not a clue.
Looks
All I
really
know
sad
is that
right
when she
there.
returned from that last summer break, she was a whole different person.
I doubt he's
Do
going
you
to know
know who
anything.
Jimmy Cochran is?
I don't recognize that name, no.
Kind of figured.
Do you know anything about an art theft at the Wade estate in the 80s?
I have just a vague memory of reading about it in the paper.
Care to tell me the history of the church?
Your daddy was a cult
I'd be
leader.
happy to. The story is a fascinating one. This church was founded by my father, William T. Price, in the 70s. Back then, he made his living as a traveling salesman and was driving through this area as he'd done so many times before. However, this day was different. My father held dark thoughts in his mind. He was angry, thinking of evil deeds, even considering swerving off the road into a rock and ending it all. Then suddenly, divine intervention. 3 bright lights appeared. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the sign of God. This epiphany was the moment my father had been waiting for. He sold all of his belongings and took me and my brother to live with him here in Conwell Springs. Soon thereafter, he built this church and started gathering followers. They began to refer to him as Father Bill.
I take it that window up there resembles what he saw when he had this epiphany?
Indeed, the stained glass window depicts the Holy Trinity as witnessed by my father.
Do you know exactly when or where this event took place?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just curious. It's a captivating story.
Well, it was in the spring of 1971, but my father never told anyone where.
Okay, so what happened then?
People flocked to Father Bill. He started teaching, writing scripture. The church flourished and continued to grow all the way up until his sudden death in 1983. That's when I stepped in to take leadership of the church.
I take it that the church started declining after the death of Father Bill?
Yes. Naturally so. With such a magnetic personality, he was irreplaceable. But I assure you the church is still very much thriving.
Looks kinda empty to me.
It's not really our peak hours.
What's up with you handing out pamphlets at funerals then? Trying to reel people in at a weak moment?
I'm going to assume you meant no disrespect, child. I'm simply providing divine guidance when it's needed the most.
Do you know who Franklin Goldfarb is?
Probably not.
I am afraid not, my child.
No, but he's going to have something to say about this
Could,
picture.
but I think I have more to gain from a subtle strategy.
Okay.
I'll keep it to myself for now, until I know more about this church. Father, do you know anything about this flower?
No, my child. Nothing at all.
We're not going to ask about the...
That's all I need for now, Father.
May the Lord shine his light on you.
A striking resemblance, to say the least. It's an altar. You know, the place where they put the sacrificed goats, kids, and other crap.
Good to know I don't need to make any jokes about this sort of stuff, because Kathy's on it. She's going to make all those jokes for me.
Locked.
I imagine this one's locked as well.
Locked.
And I'm going to guess that the small key...
Nope, not the right key.
Try it on this one as well. Then we'll have to go to the nature reserve and then Grandma's house.
Nope, not the right key.
Good, good. She's gone. Too late. Miss my chance. Nature reserve.
Well, this is it. This is where the picture was taken. I'm not sure what I expected to find here. I need to clear my head.
Oh.
What the?
We've met before, haven't we?
I don't think so, Mr. Clean. Unless seeing your face on a bottle of detergent counts.
Always the joker, aren't you, Kathy?
Who are you? How do you know my name?
Try my best, I guess.
You told me, remember?
I feel strange. Am I dreaming?
It's the mending I will try to facilitate.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Kathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
You mean Lily? What about her?
She's the anomaly, the missing refrain, the convergence point of things past and events yet to happen.
Dial down the metaphors a notch, would you, Mr. Kafka? I get enough of that shit in English class.
Oh, good references in this.
You wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red. You're on the right path, Kathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
Wait, what? How did I get here? Am I going crazy? Am I turning into Mom?
I doubt it. I think you'll be alright. Should be able to get some more information from Grandma now because she accepted.
Oh, hello, dear. Glad to see you again so soon.
Hi, Grandma. I just thought I'd drop by.
Are you still
Stay as long as
drinking
you
that
like.
same tea? Is that the same? I mean, you're wearing the same clothes. Grandma, I know it's been a rough couple of days,
Mind
but
if we talk for a bit,
you
Grandma?
need to sort yourself out.
Not at all, dear. What's on your mind?
How about getting you out of the house?
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is? He was a friend of Grandpa's.
I believe he teaches at the flight school these days.
I don't think so, at least not anymore. I was told he was placed in a mental facility.
Really? He always struck me as a kind man. Maybe a bit nervous and on edge, but not crazy.
There's more. I found out that Jimmy asked Grandpa for help not long before Grandpa ended up in that wheelchair. Jimmy sounded really desperate. I'm sure what happened to Grandpa that night had something to do with his cry for help.
You should go find the man then. Surely he must know something.
That's the plan. I just wondered if there's anything else you think I should know about him.
Not really. We haven't stayed in touch since Joseph was injured. I know that he had a wife, Agatha, and a son, James. Agatha passed away from cancer years ago, but as far as I know, James still lives in the city with his family.
Okay, thanks, Grandma.
Okay. Anything else? The picture we don't need to show. We could call the Air Force about
I don't see a reason to ask her about that.
Okay.
I don't see a reason to ask her about that. Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Oh, that poor man. He used to be
Goober.
an upstanding citizen.
It's Goober.
Now he's constantly drinking and keeps babbling on about that imaginary acting career of his.
Sad thing. Do you know where I can find him?
He's homeless, dear. Lost his job a few years ago and never really got back on his feet.
Okay, now I know who you're talking about. Thanks, Grandma. Looks like I'm gonna have to have a chat with Goober.
Okay.
I don't want to show. What do you see in this picture, Grandma?
I have no idea, but it's quite an eerie display. What is it?
I'm trying to figure that out. I found the picture hidden in the attic.
Oh, come to think of it, the trees do look similar to the ones in Conwell Woods.
Yeah, it was taken somewhere in that area. I found out that the flower in the picture matches a rare local species.
Aren't you clever? Do let me know if you come across anything else.
Such like a grandma thing, like, oh, well
See you later,
done.
Gramps.
I
Take
didn't
care.
understand a word we just said, but oh, well done. Well done. So if we call the Air Force, we should be able to... And then we need to find Goober, who is going to be in the clinic, isn't he? He's going to be... Okay. Let's do this. Phone. We call the dorm room as well. I'll let him off now.
Hi. I was just wondering if you had time to answer a few questions.
Sure thing, ma'am. Ask away.
Do you know anything about a pilot named Jimmy Cochran? He was assigned to your base during World War II. Maybe even longer?
Hold on, let me check. Yes, Jimmy Cochran, fighter pilot born 1922, tour of duty in Japan from 41 to 42, honorably discharged for health reasons. Spent some time as a civilian pilot elsewhere in the U.S. until he returned to the flight academy here in the capacity of a teacher. Mr. Cochran was the major proponent of opening up the academy to civilian students. He continued teaching at this base until a sudden resignation in 1983 for unspecified reasons.
All right, thanks.
He's not going to know anything.
All right, that's all.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Okay, so we know a bit more about Jimmy Cochran. Let's see what Eileen thinks.
Nah, I don't need to call E right now. We'll catch up tonight.
Oh, okay. So now we're gonna go speak to Goober. We should be able to figure out all of this. I was gonna say, I hope it's gonna let me.
I can't read it from here. I need a word, Miss Mendez.
Wait, how do you know my name?
It's written on that board behind you, genius.
You have the eyesight of a bald eagle or something?
What can I say? I'm a freak of nature. What happened to Goober, anyway?
Who?
The guy who had the seizure?
Oh, he ran off somewhere. Kept babbling about a religious near-death experience.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so that's going to be either the graveyard or the church. Try the church first, I guess. There he is. Hey, Goober.
Hello again, Goober.
You again? Are you stalking me, girl? You pop up everywhere I go. I'll try to tone down the charm, but I can't promise anything.
Huh, yeah, you're quite the charmer.
I know. I just said that, man.
Listen, I feel kind of bad about the electrocution.
Oh, that's what it was. What a cherry on top of my stellar performance.
Yeah, it was pretty convincing.
Certainly added to
So
it.
what brings you to the house of God? Come to repent?
I'm afraid that ship has long since sailed, buddy. I had a few things I wanted to ask you about, though.
Shoot, Missy!
Your real name is Franklin Goldfarb, right?
Oh, nobody calls me that.
Regardless, I know for a fact that you were a witness to a burglary a few years back at the Wade Estate.
Yeah, what about it?
Why don't you tell me what you saw exactly?
I heard the alarm go off, glass breaking, then I saw 3 guys running away, carrying a bunch of stuff.
What did they look like?
It was dark, I don't know, they were definitely 3 big, bulky guys. They
what?
Oh, nothing, that's it. Didn't see anything else.
Bullshit, spit it out.
Well, one of those guys dropped his ring when running away. I sort of pawned it.
A ring? What kind of ring?
Platinum with an inscription. 2 letters, B something. Man, I don't remember. My photographic memory stopped working in 1979.
Which pawn shop was that?
Pete's Pawning and Plumbing. It closed down a long time ago, though. Owner left town. There's a coffee shop back there now.
Too bad. Guess that's a dead end. Thanks anyway. Didn't I see 2 letters fitting that description recently? Not on a building. It was something small. Did the
BH.
inscription on the ring look anything like this?
Wow, actually exactly like that.
Any idea what BH stands for?
Beehive? Bet high? Big head?
Know anything about the art theft at the Wade Mansion?
Nope. Nothing at all. I tend to stay away from, crime.
Okay, so that didn't work. That one didn't.
I don't need to ask him about that.
Okay.
Okay, that's all for now.
BH.
Hello, Isaac. I've got a few more questions for you.
I'm all ears, my child.
Do you know what BH means? It's inscribed on this lighter.
I'm sorry, but no.
That's all I need for now, Father.
May the Lord shine his light on you.
So where's... We go back to Grandma's.
My trusty Zippo, running a bit low on fuel. There's a crude inscription, BH, which is a mystery to me. The only thing my deadbeat dad left me.
Okay. So if we ask...
Oh,
Yeah. If we ask about the
Mind if I
BH,
talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not at all, dear. What's on your mind?
Do you recognize the acronym BH? It's on Dad's lighter.
Yes, dear. It means the Black Hats. They're those ruffians on motorcycles whom your father is associated with.
Oh, his biker gang. That makes sense.
ooh, it's biker gang.
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
I refuse to talk about those hoodlums. They turned your father into a horrible person. You should stay far away from them, Kathy. They're awful people, just awful.
Okay,
See you later, Grams.
sheriff might have something. So let's head to the sheriff's office. Bum, 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 bum. Go on, Lenny. Spill the beans. Don't make me beat it out of you.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
They've caused us trouble from time to time, but they've been kind of quiet lately. We put a few of their captains in the slammer over the years, but we never managed to find enough dirt on their leader. Bo Brunson. Big Bo.
Do you know where I can find them?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just find a map.
Got it. Thanks.
Cool.
Well, gotta go.
That's all I
See
need
ya.
from you. We're gonna get behind the fact that our daddy was part of the group. Okay. So, how many locations are we gonna have to? It's been untidy actually coming down and then just go across the farm, I guess. Minor.
Sweet bud incoming.
Like hell I am. I'm nobody's property.
You sure?
You go,
Doesn't
Kathy.
she look like a sweet butt? Little slut. I think she does.
Step off, creep.
Or what? You tell your daddy on me?
Or you'll be scraping your balls off the floor, you fucking pig.
Oh, I love it when they play hard to get.
Let go of me!
Can we just use the stun gun already?
What the hell's going on out here?
Nothing, Prez. Just having a bit of fun with this gash here.
I suggest you leash that dog of yours.
For fuck's sake, Prospect, not again. Get the hell out of here.
Sorry, boss, I'll go. Fuck, that hurt, you cunt.
Ooh. Ooh, some proper R-rated language there.
He'll be disciplined.
Don't hear that very often.
He better be. I take it your beau?
I am. And who are you, darling?
Kathy Rain.
Bullshit. She lives in the city with her deranged mother.
Yeah, that's me.
Really? Did the Vandals send you?
No, they didn't. I am Kathy Rain.
Prove it then.
Well, I would, but I left my ID back home.
That's convenient. I think I've wasted enough time with you.
I need to figure out some proof. This proof enough for you?
I'll be damned. That's Brian's lighter, all right. Sorry about the paranoia. We've had some problems with the bandits.
Can't be too careful.
It's fine.
So, that's your ride out there. Corley Motors, right? 78?
76.
You got the same taste as your old man. He always rode Corleys.
Probably the only thing he and I have in common.
Did you set up those mods yourself? Looks custom made for your, small frame.
Yeah, took some time to get the measurements right.
I imagine so. Girls like you don't often ride heavy bikes.
I'm not most girls.
Ain't that the truth? Most girls don't just waltz into places like this either.
I guess you'd know. Anyway, I had some questions for you in
So
the
I just stun gun anyone we come across.
Your old man was a good brother, so I'll indulge you for now.
Do you know anything about what happened to Joseph Rain in 1981?
No, we had our differences, me and him, but that's a horrible fate for a man. I'd rather be dead than a vegetable.
So I take it you and him didn't get along.
No, I could write a book about that man. On one page I'd praise him, on the next I'd want to smash his skull in. He could be a real self-righteous prick when he wanted to, that's for sure. But everyone knew he was the real law around here. Truman was a tool. I respected Joseph, and he respected me, but he hated how Brian looked up to me. Joseph always blamed the club for the path Brian chose in life, even though it was just due to him being a shitty father.
You seriously thought Grandpa was a bad parent?
Everybody knew about it. People just tend to forget the bad qualities of men in wheelchairs. Joseph wasn't.
It's true.
He saw everything black and white. He was only kind to whomever he considered to be good by his narrow moral standards. The ones who wouldn't fit in that small mold didn't get any chances. None whatsoever.
A bit more about the granddad.
Do you know anything about Lily Myers?
Nothing that anyone else around here couldn't tell you.
Fair.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
No.
Tell me, how long have you been the president of this club?
15 years now, give or take. VP for 10 before that.
Good. Then you can tell me why you stole Lily Myers' paintings from Charles Wade in '86.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'd recommend you be careful with wild accusations like that.
Fine. Is there anything I can do for the club to earn your trust?
You mean like cleaning the toilets? Making coffee? I think we got that covered, Cupcake.
Spare me your sexist bullshit. I can take care of business.
You're nothing like your old man, you know that?
I take that as a compliment.
You do that. In any case, I've had enough of this nonsense. Stop pushing your luck.
Okay, so we're not going to get anywhere
What
with
can you tell me about the Church
Beth
of the
just
Holy
yet.
Trinity?
Do I look like a pious man to you? I've peed on churches.
Good for you. I mean,
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
Black Hats MC was founded in the 60s by my old man, my uncle, and 2 other local bikers. Commonwealth Springs is the mother chapter, and we have support clubs in 6 other locations across 3 states. There's a total of 16 members here, 12 patch, 4 prospects. I'm the acting president of this chapter as well as of the whole club. I've been for more than 15 years.
The law give you any trouble?
It used to be tough when your granddad was around. He and Truman ran a tight ship.
And now?
Now they try, but Boyks and the boy are a nuisance at best.
Do you know what this is?
Whoa.
What? Do you recognize that?
I saw one of those with my own eyes a few years ago.
Really? Where?
Middle of the woods, on the road to the city. Those things came from nowhere and gave me this crazy headache right on the plate in my head. At the time, I thought it was just a nasty case of migraine.
You have a plate in your head?
Yeah, titanium from a shrapnel wound I got in Nam.
damn.
Titanium isn't the least bit magnetic, is it?
How the hell should I know? I'm no scientist.
Do you remember where exactly on the road it happened?
No, like I said, I dismissed it as a migraine. Didn't pay too much attention as to where I was.
Fair enough. I don't need to show him that.
Probably for the best.
Do you know anything about this flower bow?
Do I look like a florist to you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Crack me up, girl.
I don't think there's
All right,
anything else
I'm gonna
to
hit the
ask him.
road.
Right on. I have some business to take care of, but make yourself at home.
Thanks, Bo. See you around.
Hey, Brian's girl.
Yeah?
I overheard you. I'm Emmett.
Hey.
The boss man isn't usually that grumpy. He's got a lot on his mind. but I think I may know of a way to loosen him up.
I'm all ears, buddy.
Well, Bo and Brian are the double Bs, as we used to call them. They used to have this drink together. Brian came up with it. He called it a Bloodier Mary.
Sounds like my kind of drink.
Yeah, it's basically a Bloody Mary, but with pig blood instead of tomato juice.
I take that back. Gross.
And it's just a Bloody Mary, but with a special ingredient added to it.
If you say that special ingredient is blood, I will literally punch you.
No, Brian refused to tell anyone what it was. He only made it for special occasions. It's probably something uncommon, like a rare herb or some kind
It's
of
gonna be the flour.
expensive spice.
So let me guess. If I can produce this drink for Bo, you think he would help me out?
It'll make him remember Brian, which should go a long way. He hasn't had that drink since your old man disappeared. Brian was like a son to him. The boss would have died for him.
It's gotta be that flour.
If you could
That
recall the good
hallucinogenics.
times with your father, he might change his mind.
I guess it could be worth a try. Wait, why are you helping me?
You're Brian's kid. That means your family. We take care of family.
Cheers, Emmett.
Well, how was that drink compared with a regular Bloody Mary?
Tasted a bit more like pepper and had a punch to it. It usually gave some pretty nasty hangovers. Oh, if you had a lot of them, you'd hallucinate some crazy shit. Pretty wild.
It's
Trippy. Thanks.
it's the flour.
You're welcome, darling.
We know exactly where to get that. And just ask at the bar then for Bloody Mary. Let's go to the nature reserve.
Hello? Creepy bald guy. Guess no one's home. What's this?
Red man. So that's gonna be one of Nathan's drawings. Lily's brother. Pick up flower.
Sorry, endangered flower, but I really need to make a drink.
Yes, we do. I saw that little squirrel head up there. Don't think there's anything else. Now we head back to the bar and we'll be able to make that drink.
Hey, Bo, I have some more questions.
I'm listening.
All right, I'm gonna hit the road.
Ride safe.
Store the bartender.
Hey, bartender, do you happen to know how to make a Bloodier Mary?
You mean a Bloody Mary?
No, this is something different.
Afraid not. I can make your regular Bloody Mary, though, if you want.
Maybe later. I need to figure something out.
All right, then.
Just combine this with that.
I'd like a Bloody Mary.
Coming right up.
Oh, and add this, will you? Just something I like for flavor. Put it in a blender.
Whatever you say.
I mean, the puzzles aren't
Enjoy.
like particularly challenging in this,
The club will cover that, Jose.
Sure thing.
but
Thanks again, Emmett.
You got it.
they're nice. Like, keeps the story moving at pace. You're not completely stuck all the time. It's not like a Sierra
Hey,
game
Bo.
or an older LucasArts.
I recognize that smell. You found your dad's recipe.
Goddamn right we
Something
did.
like that.
Man, is this a trip down memory lane? I keep expecting Brian to walk in here any second. You know, all this nostalgia is making me remember how much I really owe your old man.
Yeah?
Yeah, So, here's the deal. In '86, Carl, my VP at the time, came to me and said he had a job lined up for the club. Some guy had offered him good dough for stealing a bunch of paintings from a mansion. He needed 2 brothers for the job. I was busy with other things at the time, so I gave my permission as long as the club got the usual cut. He returned a week later with a nice wad of cash. I didn't realize it was Wade he had knocked off until I read the paper. If I had known that, I'd advised against it. Wade is a powerful man with friends in city council. There's no reason to piss him off.
Got it. So, what do you know about the guy who hired you for the job?
Not much. Carl said it was some bearded preacher.
Whoa, Isaac from the Church of the Holy Trinity?
Could be. I don't know who that is. It was a priest. I know that much.
Thanks, Bo. I'm gonna follow up on this right away.
That's it? You're not gonna ask me about what happened to your old man? Not even curious?
I couldn't give 2 shits about that asshole.
Bullshit. Don't expect anyone to believe you're that angry with someone you don't give 2 shits about.
Either he's dead or he abandoned me. Do any of those options look appealing to you?
They don't, but you should know that no one from the club had anything to do with it. I meant it when I said Brian was a good brother. He had no enemies here. Not then, and not now.
Comforting to hear, Mr. President.
Shut up and listen, girl. I'm trying to tell you something. Brian used to talk about heading to Mexico, about riding off into the sunset and getting away from all his newfound responsibilities. And I think part of him was serious. You deserve to know that there's a chance he's still out there somewhere.
Sure. Let's hope that bastard is living it up somewhere.
Just take care of yourself, you hear?
You too.
Like, he's right. You wouldn't be that angry with someone you didn't give 2 shits about. But finding out that your dad wanted to go to Mexico because he had responsibilities, i.e. you, probably not the thing you want to hear. Probably not going to make you any less angry with it.
Shit, they're closed. I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Let's go to the cabin then, because, oh, yummy.
Oh, it's you again. Come on in.
No Nathan today?
Nah, haven't seen Nate all day. Probably out in the woods.
Looks like Nathan knows the strange red man. I need to talk to him about this.
Okay. Should be able to ask the mom about
That day went by fast. I think I'm gonna ask if I can stay the night at Grandma's.
Oh, okay. We don't get to ask mom either. Can we call Dawn? See if Eileen came up with anything. Once this chapter's over, I'm going to call it. I'll call it a chapter.
Hi, this is Eileen speaking.
Hey E, it's Kat. I just thought I'd tell you that I'm gonna stay the night here.
Okie dokie. Everything went fine today?
Definitely. Let's catch up tomorrow.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay, we did nothing but a very polite FYI.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hey, Grandma, it got kinda late. Would it be okay if I stay the night?
Of course, dear. Have a seat. I'll make you something to eat.
Oh, you're the best. I'm starving.
Are you actually going to make me something to eat? Because you haven't changed your clothes. Not since the funeral, which was 2 days ago.
Do you see? You are both unwanted, both discarded.
Oh shit.
Good. Lick the flames, buddy boy. Lick the flames and feel the hatred burn.
Um.
Lily's painting, burning, and the kid from the cemetery. It's gotta mean something.
Right. Time to save. Okay, so the plan is I will come back and I will complete Cafe Rain. I love arm movements. I will complete Cafe Rain on Sunday. I believe there's only a couple of chapters left anyway. So that should fit in quite nicely. And then there'll be more games. More point and clicks. Yeah. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.